Hi, good morning, everyone. A happy World Mental Health Day to all of you. Thanks for being here with us today. I am Hiteshi Thakurani from GoFlocker team, and on this special day, we are going to talk about the impact of social media on mental health. And we have Miss Mimansa Kashyap here with us today, who is a counselor with more than 3 years of experience. She also specializes in relationship issues, stress and anxiety management, and also depressive disorders. Thank you for joining us here today.
Hi Hitashi, thank you for having me here. It is my pleasure to connect with you on today on World Mental Health Day 2020. Mental health is a term that everyone is aware of right now, but the awareness is there, but still the real work actually needs to be done. And today, as you said, we are going to address a small segment of mental health that is affected by social media.
Yeah.
Social media, I believe, is impacting our lives like anything. It is presumed, and the studies reveal that the use of social media has risen up to 50% in India, and it is impacting our lives like anything. So, yeah.
That social networking is the most prevalent among young adults. I'm certain that their mental health is the most affected by it. So, what do you think? How is well-being important for young adults, and how is digital drain impacting their brains, young adults' brains?
Okay, well-being, I believe, is not even young adults, it's important for everyone. Well-being is simply how people feel and how they function both on personal and social levels, right? And how they evaluate their
Yeah.
lives. So, judging life positively and feeling good is what well-being can be defined in two words. So, unless you have feeling of well-being, you cannot achieve what you really want out of life, and it
Yeah.
helps us to successfully overcome the difficulties that we face in day-to-day life, because we cannot escape from them. Difficulties will be there, but well-being help us to deal with them. And especially if we talk about young adults, that is 18 to 30 years of age, uh, these people like us, they are going through a lot in this time period. They have to make their economic decisions, their career paths. Very important that they have their well-being with them, because the decisions that are made during this time have a very long lasting impact on the life of individual.
Yeah.
And
Right. I
if we talk
absolutely
about
agree with it.
digital drain and social media usage in particular, then the biggest social media change that has been put into our lives is lack of patience, because everything is just one click away and we can connect to everyone, and we can every information is just one click away. So we have lost our patience in life, and that is also impacting our well-being in particular. And excessive use can actually be draining sometime, and this is what digital drain is all about.
Yeah, and even I watched the documentary, that 90 minutes documentary on Netflix, Social Dilemma. So it is suggested to be the most important documentary of our lives for this generation. So
True.
social media, it's customized in a way that we get programmed to use it all day. So the first thing when I wake up in the morning, I'll be using my phone and I'll be using social media. So I have
True.
programmed myself in a way, and
Yeah.
that's what we get so affected by it. Like we get so insecure if there are less likes or some negative comments
Yes,
on
exactly.
our photos. We get so affected,
Mm.
and we get so insecure when we see somebody else's photo. And of course, there comes self-absorption also. We
True.
just keep clicking selfies and posting it on social media, and that becomes our life.
Yeah, and then we'll keep tracking on it. We are spending so much time on our social media handles and accounts that we have no time to really think about it, that what we really want. We are just meeting up the social expectations, and we are just meeting up the expectations of others. So yeah, this is impacting in a
Yeah,
very negative.
in times of virtual social network, how can a young adult balance and learn to be resilient?
Resilience is something that that helps us to bounce back to anything. uh, as I said, that there is no way that you can actually run away from the difficulties, but you have to face it. So resilience is very important in day-to-day's life. And being socially active helps us to we talk to people, we share experiences with them, so we are exposed to more problems and we know that how we can deal with it. Being social is good, but if we talk about being social on social networking sites, then there is a reason why it is called virtual. It's just a virtual world. There will be no proper support and there will be no proper connection between the two people if they are connecting on social networking sites. Although it helps us to stay updated, it helps us to stay connected, it keeps us updated.
I see that the social media, it does have some positive impact also on us. Like to join and or promote for a worthwhile cause, to raise awareness on some important issues. Like it was just a very small issue, but an influencer, she put it on her story that there was a couple of 80 years old who had a small dhaba in
Mhm.
Delhi, and they
Yes.
were hardly able to earn their, yeah, you must have seen, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
trending, yeah. So because she shared it, so a lot of people went and a lot of people donated. So yeah,
Hmm.
it does have positive impacts also.
It does motivate us and it is for good, and it is also seen by studies that limited use of social media can actually enhance your happiness in life.
Yeah. So, would you like to share any personal story about you, about coping up with anxiety?
Yeah, I
Anything
can.
that you want to share with the public? Yeah.
I can think of one period of my life. I had just joined my hostel after my school, so I had no allowed to use phone much back at my home. But when I joined my hostel, so I was free and I was using my phone like anything. And after a year, I started feeling drained completely because I was constantly comparing myself with others. I was literally out of 24 hours, I was using my phone for 15 hours. So it was very draining for me.
Okay.
But I got aware because I was studying the subject psychology only. So I kept myself motivated, and I just separated myself from my phone and I consciously did detox, and it helped me a lot. So yeah.
Doing a digital detox is also a real thing, because when you're so addicted, so getting off all those things.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, that's
important once in a
necessary.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah,
important.
yeah.
It's just like physical detox, like we do for our body, it's just for our mind. Because the time that we are facing, it's making us use social media to an extent now, and it's good to have a digital detox.
Yeah,
And
so a cousin of mine, she doesn't use her phone at all for one day in a week.
okay.
So that one day is not much, but yeah, so that you don't get used to it. Because if you get used to it, you'll want to use that one day also. But if you can control for one day, of course, you can control for the entire week. So yeah, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, and it's a good that the cousin of yours is able to do it for one day. People are, they are facing
Yeah,
problem. I have some cases, they are facing problem to get abstain it from it for even for 1 hour. They cannot even abstain from it for 1 hour.
same.
So
Trust me, I have been through that. I have been through that. There was a time when I deleted Instagram and Facebook and everything from my phone, and I thought, no, no, I'm so addicted, I won't use it. But then it was not even 2 hours, and I downloaded it again. I was like, okay, I don't care, I'll download it. Yeah, but then, yeah, times have changed. I've learned in life. So, yeah. Yeah, what do you think in these times of pandemic? How should young adults focus on being positive, and how should they keep themselves away from this digital drain?
the mental health of the individuals have really gotten bad during these days. Obviously, because everyone is quarantined and we are social beings, so we need socializing.
Yeah.
And due to this, we are excessively using social media, social networking sites and all. So yeah, it's it's time that we consciously do effort and consciously take steps to make our mental health our priority. And what else can be done is set your personal goal, because we are at home and we have some free time which is freaking us out and which is increasing our
Yeah.
anxiety and stress and everything. So set personal goals, attain physical fitness. That's what I suggest.
Yeah, and I would also like to talk about the thing that we people use social media as a security blanket. So basically, if we are somewhere and we don't want to talk to the other people, so we just open our phone and we just log into our social media accounts and we start using it, right? So I think where it's a necessity to have face-to-face contact. Uh,
Hmm.
we are actually on our phones. We are actually making virtual contacts. So, uh, how do you think technology and social media impact our relationships and our ability to create and sustain intimacy?
Okay, what I believe is I would like to thank social media in this time for relationships, because it is really helping people. Uh, but I would suggest that contacting people on social networking sites, and if you have an option of calling them and having personal chat, then that is preferred over mindless scrolling of social networking sites and just looking at people that what they are doing, because it is a sugar coated world, and our mind has a tendency
Yeah,
to believe that what it sees. So that can be draining sometimes. But relationships, I believe excessive use of phones and social media can be damaging for relationships. And I have also gone through some cases where two totally compatible people, totally alike people, but they are just facing problem because of lack of time, and the time is
yeah,
taken by social networking sites and their mobile phones. We are actually
yeah.
wasting it on our phones. So I believe that that can be a good change, that keeping our phones aside for 1 hour before we sleep, that will help
Yeah,
a lot.
that's what we should. Yeah, we should effectively use technology, effectively use social networks, right? So how do you think we can more effectively model this positive use of technology and social media?
I can just think of one word, that is mindfulness, because everything we do, we have to do it knowingly. That's all it takes, because we are human beings are progressive in nature. The progress has been done and we cannot go back now. So do it mindfully. And I think there should be some guidelines that we should put on ourselves, so that we can actually make ourselves gain from it what it's actually meant
Yeah,
for. uh, because it's very easy to get fooled by social media and social networking sites. So keep yourself updated, use it, but do it mindfully and knowingly.
yeah. Thank you again. Thank you so much for this. So, guys, if you're spending too much time on social media and feelings of sadness, dissatisfaction, or loneliness are impacting your life, I think it may be time to re-examine your online habits and find a healthier balance. Uh, Ms. Mimansa, would you like to add something to this?
I would just want to say that try to spend quality time with yourself and your loved ones, because in this time we all need each other, and this is what humanity is all about. It's all good that we are updated, we are doing our work, but take out some time out of your lives and live for yourself and people who are and for people who are connected to you. That's what.
Yeah. Thank you again. I am sure this session was really helpful to me and I think to a lot of others as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye bye.
Bye bye.